To deliver today's opening message is a highly respected diplomat who has been instrumental in fostering and deepening the relationship between the Germany and the Philippines. It is a great honor to hear from the Ambassador of Germany to the Philippines, Dr. Andreas Michael Pfaffernoschke.
Thank you so much. Admiral Gavan, you called me dear friend. I call you dear friend too. So, my dear friend, Admiral Gavan, Vice Admiral Echeverria, Deputy Commandant Ubañez, dear friends and collaborators of the Philippine Coast Guard, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, Magadang Umaga, Guten Tag. Allow me to start by wishing the Philippine Coast Guard a happy birthday, because if I read the invitation letter, you're talking about 123 years of existence of Philippine Coast Guard. So a wonderful birthday, and you've come a long way since your establishment in 1901. Although at that time I learned it was not yet called Philippine Coast Guard, but Bureau of Navigation. That is the name under which it was created in 1901, and it became then the Philippine Coast Guard it is today in October 1967. Also that is already 57 years ago. So my warm congratulations to start with the day with congratulations. Today's event takes place within the framework of our project, the GIZ and German government funded project, support to the Philippine Coast Guard in securing the rules-based international order in the Indo-Pacific, Phase 2. There was a Phase 1, as you know. We are already in Phase 2. I'm hoping and looking forward to another phase, funded by the German Federal Foreign Office. This event is part of a series of activities that aim at increasing the capacities of the Philippine Coast Guard to perform several mandates. And your mandate is very broad. It's search and rescue, it's maritime law enforcement and maritime safety, and marine environmental protection, and of course, maritime security. These measures, what you are implementing and which we are supporting, are aligned with Germany's Indo-Pacific guidelines and the EU strategy for maritime security. As pointed out in both strategies, safe and secure sea lanes of communication in the Indo-Pacific are essential for Germany as well as the European Union, and I dare to say for the whole world. This project underscores Germany's commitment to protecting the rules-based international order in the Indo-Pacific. The protection of the international rules-based order is also instrumental to further strengthen economic relations with the region and the promotion of sustainable development, because we all need free trade routes, we need freedom of navigation, we need free shipping routes. And what you do is essential to ensure exactly that. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, the recent port call of 2 German Navy ships in Manila exactly 1 month ago is just one example of the strong commitment of the German government, which is followed by action. The frigate Baden-Württemberg and the replenishment ship Frankfurt am Main visited Manila in September. With this so-called Indo-Pacific Deployment 2024 and with sailing, as you know, through the Taiwan Strait, Germany clearly showed its strong engagement for the region. And I thank all of you who had the chance to honor this ship visit, this port call, and who has been with us for the reception we had on board the ship on the 17th of September, so exactly 1 month ago. Dear friends, Germany's Defense Minister Boris Pistorius also traveled to the Philippines beginning of August 24 and visited the Philippine Navy as part of this trip, which aimed at strengthening our partnership also in the field of defense and security cooperation. This was the first ever visit of a German defense minister to the Philippines, and I think that tells us something. That tells us about the level of commitment, the level of engagement we are having, we are striving to have, and I promise you we will continue to have. And of course I have to mention the visit of your President, His Excellency Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in March in Germany. definitely the highlight of the sequence of high-level visits we had this year in our bilateral relations. In this year of 70 years of diplomatic relations between our two countries. You might have seen when you came in at the entrance, the plate which said 70 years of partnership. That refers, of course, to 70 years of diplomatic relations. Our partnership dates much longer than 70 years, starting with José Rizal, who had lived in Germany more than 100 years ago. So our relations are definitely older and stronger than 70 years, but this year are marked by 70 years of celebration of diplomatic relations. We believe it is essential to support the legitimacy of international agreements, since they reflect the very core of what characterizes the rules-based international order which our two countries stand for and promote and protect them. It is a system that allows for the fair and equal treatment of all nations based on rules we all have accepted. And we have to defend that order, and we have to defend and fight for the rules that they are based on. I think, and I continue to believe, that this is particularly important considering the increasing volumes of concerning incidents in the West Philippine Sea within the Philippines exclusive economic zone. And all of you, many of you sitting here today together, you know better than me what's happening there because you're out there. I see the videos, I see the photos, I see on the screen what is happening, but many of you, I guess, have seen that in person. You are directly affected and directly confronted with Chinese harassment. So again, our solidarity to you, to our friends for the Philippine Coast Guard, to the Philippine government in its fight for the international rules-based order in the South China Sea. Germany supports and regularly underlines the validity and legitimacy not only of UNCLOS, the United Nations Conventions on the Law of the Sea, but also of the 2016 arbitral ruling, and we will not stop doing so. The Philippine Coast Guard, as well as other national and international partners, play a crucial role in achieving these objectives, and we are proud to consider you a very trusted partner and to continue supporting you. When I visited the last forum in May 2024, valuable discussions about maritime diplomacy, the role and mandate of several Philippine maritime government agencies, and the Philippine laws that govern the maritime sector were conducted. These discussions allowed us all to better understand existing and emerging challenges in the Philippine waters that impact not just the country, but the region and the whole world. Looking at the issues you are going to discuss today, I noticed that strategic concerns discussed during the first forum are now going to be translated into actual scenarios. This morning, you will discuss how different government agencies and departments collaborate on maritime diplomacy and maritime law enforcement. In the afternoon, different scenarios on the crucial role of digital evidence and maritime law enforcement will be presented, and the Admiral already talked about this and referred to that in his opening remarks. These scenarios will show us the increasing significance of information technology for the protection of the rules-based international order in the Indo-Pacific. I'm sure all this will provide very inspiring and interesting insights and food for thought for further cooperation. Let me thank again the Philippine Coast Guard for providing us a platform to listen to and share ideas and insights. Let me thank you for the trustful cooperation we have developed over the last years, and we will continue to do. And we are happy to be part of your 123rd founding anniversary celebration. Happy 123rd birthday, dear Philippine Coast Guard. Maligayang Bati, Philippine Coast Guard. Salamat po. Thank you very much for your attention.